shit, brother. Oh, shit, brother. Shit, that's crazy. Oh, hello. I can't hear shit, brother. I cannot hear shit, brother. Problem, brother. Shit, that's crazy. Oh, hello. I can't hear shit, brother. I cannot hear shit, brother. Problem, brother. Mike's too good. Got it right here. What then? Mike's too good. Got it right here. What then? Whoa! Whoa! Whoa! Mic. It's like I need a mic. Whoa! Whoa! That is crazy. It's like I need a mic. That is crazy. Let me use it. Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Chill. Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Chill. Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Chill.
Murph, brother. My bad, man. I don't have the Murph, brother. I just turned my mic on. Are you still here? I usually don't have my mic on, for the record. Because I don't have a mic unless I put on my headset, right? He left. He left right when I noticed. I wasn't even, what a bummer. By the way, blood pH is 8.2. That can't be right. My man, Murph. He left. He left right when I noticed. I wasn't even, what a bummer. By the way, blood pH is 8.2. That can't be right. My man, Murph. My bad, Murph. By the way, blood's pH is 8.2, not 7.4. I swear that's not right. My man's answered these questions though. All right, let me help you on this test. Amino, steroids, polar covalent, non-polar covalent, brother. Murph, that's got to be non-polar covalent. O2. Lock in, brother. Can I message my man, Murph? Hop back in, bro. My bad. My bad, brother. Just saw your messages. I do not have a mic unless I throw my headset on. My baddie Murph. We'll see if he responds. We'll give him a couple minutes here. I don't think I'm in a rush.
All great men must have their moments of relaxation. Relaxation.
And the greater the man, the greater the moment. The greater the moment.
Yo, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. The fuck did I just do? Oh. Chill. Chill. What did I just do? Blew up my, Yo, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. What did I just do? Blew up my computer, bro. No. Chill. Chill. What did I just do? Blew up my, Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. Manny Murph, bro. Oh. Manny Murph told me that blood pH is 8.2. That just can't be right. I'm sorry, that can't be right. We'll let it slide though. And he's back. Murph, brother. Blood pH cannot be 8.2 though, brother. Manny Murph. Nah, but usually I got the mic off. It's kind of a like I'm I just play music, you know what I'm saying? I'm just vibing out. playing some music. Jenny's back. Emurf, brother. Might be Emir. What? Hey, good to have you in here though, bro. His blood pH 8.2, that's a little bit like, a little extreme, I feel like. Nah, you're good, brother. Somehow I blew up my computer, but we're back. You're chilling though, bro, don't trip. Honestly, all those mitosis questions though, that I do need help on. I haven't looked at mitosis since undergrad, and I'm not really trying to go back at all. Usually I'm a high school student, by the way. Hey, Amir. Oh, shit. Amir, I just spilled my water everywhere, brother. Hold on, Amir. I just spilled my water everywhere. No. What a disaster. That's awesome, though. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? You interested in medicine, Amir? Oof. Cleaning up this water. Ugh. But not from USA, so know all these topics on biology. Okay, nice. Hold on, Amir. Mid. Let me throw this ice away. Right back. Hello, Addy baby. Throw the towel out of here. Get the towel out. Let's see. Hey, Amir, stay dialed, bro. High school's a big moment, big time. College is a big time too. Hopefully you're going to college. Awesome, you're locked in on mitosis though. Sorry to interrupt your work, brother. You are not interrupted, bro. Right? Do not worry, you are not interrupted. The whole reason I'm streaming is the whole reason I'm streaming, bro. You can't be interrupting if I'm streaming. You know what I mean? You're good. Like, I don't know the area underneath the nail tip, bro. I just don't. Not a sweat. I'm not sure though. Dive into it. Nah, but Amir, usually I have the chat down, and like I bounce back and forth, cause obviously, right, I do have to study, so like if I'm just staring at chat the whole time, right, I'm not gonna be studying, but. Hey, but Amir, if you're interested in medicine, bro, dive into it. I'd say start now. Start now is what I would say. Oh. Your English is pretty good. Where are you from, man? Right, right. I gotta lower this delay too. There's no reason for me to have a delay. Zero reason for me to have a delay. You remember high school biology though. It's, you know, biology's real. It's not easy. Not easy, unfortunately, especially when that stuff's like kind of new. It's good to learn it then, and then if you are interested, you get to learn it again, right? You're from Turkey, man. I hope everything's going good in Turkey. That's awesome. Wow, Turkey, that's far away, brother. I'm in California right now. That's awesome though, dude. Yeah, honestly, Turkey, they're teaching English in Turkey. That's cool. I just realized when I speak to the chat, I'm looking at my other monitor. I'm not looking at this one, so it's like a bit far. Yeah, that's a large body of water in between us, and by large I mean unimaginably large. Right. Like, do you know what the Eponkium is, my man Afir? Emir? Ifir. I said Afir. Emir. Emir! The cuticle. Means if you're in high school bio or something, you probably don't know too much about anatomy. Yeah, I worked on it a lot. Yeah, it's looking good. Your English is good, bro. Like you texted, you sent, all right, man, let me help you on this test. Like when I read that, I was just thinking like, actually, basically every single one of your messages seems like just like a normal English. Seems like it's like clear English. Yeah, I don't know that either. You probably don't know, probably not too deep on anatomy. That's like random anatomy. That's not even like basic anatomy. That's a little deeper. That's your nail and stuff. Chill for here, here, here, here. Oh, we know that. Let's chill. Apparently that's that. I'll just leave it. Lobe of the cerebrum, right? See, I want to say cerebellum, but I don't think that's a lobe of the cerebrum. Let me see. Lobes of the cerebrum. It simply isn't, so I don't know. I guess internet said frontal, so we'll do frontal. Yeah, there's 12 pairs. That's the internet again. All right, Amir. There are a lot of ping. Am I lagging a little bit? I believe that. I believe that if you're in Turkey, it's that's a signal traveling across the world. Here's a question for you though. High school bio. Metaphase, I like that answer too. I agree with that answer. And then of course we'll confirm it using our beautiful internet. Wow, this says prophase. Let me show you what this says. I kind of agree with your answer though. The internet's not always right. Important idea. Internet's not always right. Let's go to the class. We'll see what the class says. We'll find it in the class here. Hold on. I will say, Amir, though, if you are interested in medicine, you should get into it and then probably try to get to the U.S. I'm not sure the process for Turkey, but then again, if you love Turkey, maybe just practice medicine in Turkey. Be a man of the people. Cell cycle. Here we go. You did get this one right. I think that was the interphase question. You asked about which ones were interphase. I think you did. That was the first one you said, G1, GTS. Dang. Prophase, brother. I agreed with you, though. Both wrong there. It's unlucky. I'd like to say osmosis. It could be diffusion. Osmosis, yeah. That was pretty basic. No mitosis, identical cells. The following is not part of interphase. So this must not be. Facts. I agree, Amir. You know, Amir, I will say also, if you are working on English, being in the English streams is a good idea. Obviously, I just speak English, right? This is what I do. It's just where I was born. It's all I know. To pick up on like a bunch of stuff. That is a good idea. Assuming mitosis isn't though. Let's see. Yeah, so that is correct. This is what you answered, I believe. G1S brilliantly said. This I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe epithelial, but active. I could see that too, I guess too. I get internet says connective. Yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea, for sure. Not as much talking in my stream, I will say. Now I'm talking a little bit, but before that I wasn't talking at all. So my stream's a little useless, but might be wrong. Time do I have? 66? We're basically done, I believe. We got an hour and 13. We are chilling. Like there is no rush. Absolutely chilling. This right here, Amir, you said this was polar covalent. I believe this is not. Why don't you send the questions directly to GPT? No, for a little bit there, I will say, Amir, I was using ChatGPT. I'm not sure if you know what the MCAT is. I had to study for the MCAT. It's like a big test you gotta take. And I was using ChatGPT for a little bit. And every now and then, which I guess Google does the same thing, but every now and then it would give me a wrong answer, like an answer that I just knew was incorrect. So it was like at that point, if I'm getting wrong answers from it, I might as well just use Google instead of be on ChatGPT. I wonder And ChatGPT just searches Google, right? It's like a middleman almost. That makes sense. Facts. Yeah. That's a chemistry question though. We're moving away from biology there and getting into chemistry, so a little odd. Grow pretty free. Sometimes are proteins, of course. Outer shell, 4. There's 6 though, to my understanding. 6 protons, 6 electrons. Outer shell is 4 though. Chemistry stuff. Gross. Poly's not a disaccharide. Classic. This is what I was saying too. You know what I mean, Amir? That's what I'm saying with it, but you know, I guess Google also has wrong info. Like Google has led me astray a few times, but make sure you're drinking water, Amir. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. That's a life tip. In high school, I wasn't drinking much water. This is interesting, but this is important though. For mentioned 8.2, but this is important for the idea of the 7.4. What's it on? Like bicarbonate and stuff, how oxygen gets delivered. Alright. Discuss the cell cycle and what happens during each phase. Remember that cycle cell? I have learned by the cell cycle, okay. Look at us, right on cell cycle already. Start rattling things else. Phase is the right word. Good life tip. Let's go. I only need 100 words. Okay. We're already halfway. add that for you. Is longest stage and consists like that. I like that. Are we? Cell cycle is just so boring though. It's just so uninspiring. Drive each one, I guess so. We'll just- How can I reword this? Your IG, by the way, I can follow it. Amir, honestly, bro, I do have an IG. I don't really use it, if that makes sense, and I don't have a stream IG. I just got like a personal Instagram. I'm down though, bro. If you want to shoot me a follow, honestly, bro, I'll shoot you my IG. Hold on, I forgot my name. Let me grab my phone. I don't use it too much, and I'm definitely not famous, so. Instagram needs to figure it out though, bro. Bro, hold on, I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw it in the chat. Give me a follow request, bro. I got you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me now. My headset died, of course. I was talking about how I haven't posted on that Instagram since 2019. That was 6 years ago. It's been 6 years since I posted on that. But yeah, my last post was me gunning, shooting discs out of the sky. That's having a day. Talk about having a day. Like, have a day. Most important function of the skin, though, I don't know. I want to say like some corny answer like defense, but we'll actually get into it. Hold on. Right. Might be that. No, it's this. Protection is the word she's looking for, not defense, but protection. Fair enough. That should be it. Too easy, bro. Submit. Let's see. Does it tell me? Or is it gonna hide it? Wow, I got a perfect score then. Let's go. We'll see how my free answers do. 150 out of 190 is exactly right because these are 20s each. We'll see how many points she gives me. This one I might not get full. This one I should get full, I would think. Too easy though, bro. Are you kidding me? It's an open book though, so I mean. That's the wrong one. Huh. Here, get some pictures on there, bro. You don't have to, obviously, but like. Have a day, you know what I mean? If you're ever doing something cool, just like post a picture of like I gotta start doing that too. I'm just not doing very much cool stuff. I guess also you don't have to post at all, like who gives a shit, right? Like who cares? But sometimes it's good to show people like what you're doing, what's good. What's next on my list though? What do I gotta do next? I think I wanted to eat. Test is done. Then I want to eat once. Then I'll probably walk dogs, work out kind of vibe. Then we'll be back to studying. Okay. Current activity, we'll get a little snacky. Snack. You heard about the last news on Turkey? I haven't. I'm really not involved in like global news actually at all. What's going on in Turkey though? Update me, I'd love to hear. Is it getting rowdy? Getting out of control? Is it chill? Next stream I'm not doing a delay, by the way. Like, there's no reason for me to have delay. That was from when I was gaming and stuff. That doesn't make much sense. Also, I don't even have the YouTube stream up. Safe to assume no one said anything though. Where did my lo-fi page go? Naruto. It's kind of getting out of control. No. No. Here, I will say I saw something a little while ago. Like I said, I don't really know anything, but I did see something about some rebels or something. That was a little while. That was probably a couple months ago. Are dudes shooting each other? Like, people gotta stop shooting each other. Like, we gotta get a grip. We gotta lock in. I mean, I get it sometimes, I guess, but we gotta stop shooting each other. Type turkey protests. Okay. You know, actually, I was about to say I'm about to eat. I'll pull that up. Let's do that after. Hold on, I'll pull it up for now. Look at all this American. That's what I mean. I get all the American YouTube stuff, and like they're not gonna show me. Al Jazeera. Maybe I'll watch Al Jazeera. All right, hold up. My man Amir, give me like maybe 5 minutes. I'm gonna go make some crackers and cheese, brother. I'll be right back. Our dictator leader had his biggest rival thrown in jail. Alright, let's see. Let me mute the music, bro, so I can actually hear this.
The arrest of an opposition figure has had a galvanizing effect.
Where's the
on
music, bro?
country's politics. 2 more Palestinian journalists killed by the Israeli military. One of them saw it coming, filing the story of his own death in advance. And the Milei effect on politics and journalism in Argentina.
But
There is unrest on the Turkish streets, the biggest political protests in more than a decade. Mass demonstrations in multiple cities involving millions of people following the arrest of the mayor of Istanbul, Ekrem İmamoğlu, a politician considered to represent the biggest challenge to Recep Tayyip Erdogan's presidency. The number of people arrested at the time of this recording is
let me get back to my man Amir here. Classic dictator throws his man and throws the dude in jail. Okay, I'm up to date. Let's
approaching 2,000. That includes journalists. And the state's security response has been criticized by rights groups and the UN alike. Competing narratives, İmamoğlu arguing the charges against him are political, Erdogan dismissing the protests as misguided, do not get equal play in the news coverage. But Turks are used to that. The vast majority of their media outlets have succumbed over the years. But despite continuing official efforts involving everyone from judges to broadcast regulators to suppress the news coverage, protesters keep pouring onto the streets, dissenting, making themselves heard. 4 voices on the political unrest exploding across Turkey. 2 of them from within the country, supporters of the Erdogan government, including one at a newspaper in Istanbul. And 2 voices currently in exile, since being critical of the authorities has landed some of their journalistic colleagues in Turkish prisons.
The fact that there's some protest shows actually a good involvement in the democratic process of Turkey. People are able to voice their opinion publicly, and process is actually is going as it should. This is a very healthy part of democratic.
So that's one side right there. That's one side. Okay.
Democratic process.
Locked in.
Well, everybody should watch social media and see what's happening on the ground. Every night, young people are beaten mercilessly, and Erdogan is making threats to all the protesters. So it doesn't show that there is democracy, but it only shows that people are trying to protect democracy from a regime that is not a big fan of elections, obviously.
The protests are a byproduct of a looming showdown between Turkey's president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and his AK party, who have held power since 2003, and the candidate who represents the greatest challenge to Erdogan in the next election, Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu.
That's what you're talking about, right? Trump is with Erdogan. So that's this guy here. The big fish. That's what I'm gonna call this guy, the big fish, because he kind of looks like a big fish too. I'm gonna just give it to you straight. This guy looks like he's running the show. And then this is the opposition. Okay.
Of the opposition CHP. On March 19th, as police gathered outside his home, İmamoğlu posted this video on X, telling millions of followers he was about to be arrested on corruption and terrorism charges.
Milletimizin iradesini gasp etmeye çalışan bir avuç akıl, ama yılmayacağımı bilmenizi istiyorum.
The demonstrators who then hit the streets call the arrest politically driven. The protests also have an economic element to them because of spiraling inflation, a cost of living that's on the rise. Protesters have clashed with police, resulting in more than 1,800 arrests. 11 media workers have been jailed, the majority of them photojournalists documenting the protests. These demonstrations are the biggest Turks have seen since 2013, when their media outlets became a big part of the story. Instead of covering the unrest on their doorstep in downtown Istanbul, many outlets violence became a big part of the story.
These aren't bodies. Okay. I thought these were bodies. I think these are like trash bags or something.
Instead of covering the unrest on their
Makes sense with the
doorstep
protest
in
going on.
downtown Istanbul, many news outlets downplayed it. One channel, CNN Turk, famously broadcast a documentary about penguins in Antarctica instead, creating a new moniker for pro-government news outlets in Turkey, Penguin Media.
Even as people were marching in the streets, hundreds of thousands, they were broadcasting documentaries about penguins. And so people were infuriated, and they continue to pretend that none of this is happening. When they broadcast news, it's parroting the government narrative.
Bakıldığı zaman burada çil çil dökülen bir şey var. Ekrem İmamoğlu var. Bu bir suç şebekesinin lideri olduğu karşımıza net olarak çıkıyor. Yani.
So of course the opposition is angry, very angry, and calling on people to boycott these news channels.
Media in Turkey is very polarized, and this is a fact. There is the free opposition media as well as the pro-government media. On both sides, the narratives are shaped.
Amir, I'm just gonna jump in. The CNN stuff, that's happening over here too, brother. Trust me.
Based on how they approach any significant issue within Turkey, be it political issue, be it social issues or economic issues. So that polarization is there.
Unfortunately, it has been a long time since we have seen any part of the media that is not biased. Yes, there are those media outlets that without a condition support the government, and there are those media outlets that will unconditionally support the opposition.
Laying out the media landscape in that way, press freedom groups would argue, is far from a complete picture. According to the Paris-based media watchdog Reporters Without Borders, 90% of Turkish media outlets are effectively under the Erdogan government's control. Judges help suppress news coverage that is critical of the government.
You have to see this. Let me tune in. Tune in. This video's been good. This video's been good. Nice. This is some typical protester stuff right here. I gotta say. What are we doing? What are we doing? Hey, have a day though. Hey, have a day, right? Put on your Pikachu costume, grab your turkey flag, your Turkish flag, and just start running. Have a day. Surprised that guy didn't get water hosed.
Government by censoring that content. The head of Turkey's media regulator, Rütük, has threatened news channels with sanctions. Then Rütük banned a pro-opposition channel, Sözcü TV, for 10 days over its coverage of the unrest.
7/24, 10 gün boyunca Sözcü televizyonuna ulaşamayacaksınız.
The authorities also arrested the BBC's reporter in Istanbul and deported him for doing the same.
Turkey, hold on. I don't know if you're into fighting, my man Amir. This guy looks like Jose Aldo.
Sözcü televizyonuna ulaşamayacaksınız.
The authorities also arrested the BBC.
Right there, he kind of looks like Aldo. Hold on, I'll show you a picture. I guess Jose Aldo's got that gross scar across his face, like a freakazoid. Find like a little. This is close. I need the other side of his face though. Hello. So detailed. I don't really know what to think. It looks like it's getting a little rowdy though, I'll tell you that. Definitely getting rowdy in there. What do you Amir bro, you gotta update me. What do you think? Because you're the man. You're the man on the ground. You know what I mean? You're there. I don't know Jack, right? But what's his name? The big fish. Of course I'm not gonna be able to say his name. Let me think. Erdogan? Erdogan, bro. I'm trying to think. I guess I don't know jack about Turkey. I don't know anything. Let me keep diving into it.
BBC's reporter in Istanbul and deported him for doing the same. Online voices have been affected too. When the protests broke out, X agreed to block more than 100 Turkish accounts before Elon Musk under
I was gonna say, it wouldn't surprise me, right? Been in power since 2003. What they were saying, that's what this video said. It wouldn't surprise me if that's what's going on. Right. He probably doesn't want to leave. He loves it. He's loving every second of it, as they all do. All the big fishes love being the big fish. Like, they just can't get enough of it. And so it wouldn't surprise me that, you know, we're gonna do some things to hang on to it. Now, is that right? Obviously, that's not right. Obviously, that's not right. So get out into the streets. Hopefully, don't get shot by him. That wouldn't be good. Like, be careful out there, Amir. Wondering what the surveillance is like in Turkey. Like, is it China, Israel, USA kind of surveillance? Cause like, in US, bro. Luckily, it's a little free. Like, you can say things, but say the wrong things, and people will know that you said the wrong things. If that makes sense. Like, they know everything that you're saying. Same with the Chinese. Like, you go to China, and you go and say something stupid there, they're gonna know. But like in Turkey, if you go on Twitter, are they like that? Do they got Twitter locked down like that? I'd say probably. But no, that's not right. That's not right. Hold on.
considerable public pressure. Sued the Erdogan government to get those accounts up and running again.
Elon's a little questionable,
The
but good for
Turkish
him on that one.
authorities have consistently used lawfare against voices they want silenced, including the arrests of dozens of journalists, most of them Kurds, during the last election campaign in 2023.
Mainstream media did not really raise their voices against these imprisonments of Kurdish and socialist media members. And then gradually the circle became smaller and smaller and smaller. I am one of the first.
My man asked me what I think about the Trump government. Beautiful on paper, you know, it was a good idea on paper, I'd say. We were talking about like illegal immigration, things like that. Looking a little shaky now. Looking a little shaky now. That's what I'd say. Like, there's some good things. I did vote for Trump. I did throw in my vote simply because of the illegal immigration stuff. But we're not deporting anybody. We're not getting anybody out, so. Oh, no. Feel like I got scammed a little bit, but that's fine. Some good things that were done. It's better than, I think it would be better than the alternative, but who knows? U.S. politics are a little weird, and I'm not in tune, not nearly as in tune as I used to be. I used to be into it, like, big time, but that was a long time ago. 2016 was, like, when I was really into it. Then kind of all the medicine stuff kind of started to catch up, so I fell out of the political sphere. But if I had to redo the election now, I'd still vote Trump, I think. But there's some questionable points about it. I think there's some questionable parts for sure. I agree, Amir. See, that's the argument that I get all the time, is that illegal immigration was stopped, right? And I get that. I get that we stopped it, right? I'm fully on board with that. But there's like 60 million. This was a while ago. I'm not sure if the numbers are exactly, but there's like 60 million illegal immigrants right now in the country. We got to get him the fuck out. Get him out. And he said he was going to, and it doesn't look like we're going to. I don't think we're going to chop at that number at all. I don't think we're going to chop at that number at all. We haven't gone over 1,000 deportations once, ever. Which means we're going to deport maybe less than, if we don't go over 1,000 per year, right? Or sorry, 1,000 per year. If we don't go over 1,000 per day, pretend it was 1,000 per day. If it was 1,000 per day, we're going to have 365,000 per year. We're going to have just over 1 million. Just over 1 million illegal immigrants deported over the 4 years. There's like 60 million. You know what I mean? We're not even cutting into a percentage. Like, I mean, it's brutal. It's brutal. So he did stop it. People aren't coming in for sure. Illegally, it's slowed down. But the people who made it, they made it. That's the problem. But overall, I shot him a vote. Good enough. Good enough, but there's some questionable parts for sure. I wish, brother. Oh, brother. I wish. We all wish. If they were all from Mexico, we wouldn't have this problem, bro. Because Mexico really isn't that bad. They're from everywhere, my man. I mean, you name it. Like, name a country. There has been an illegal immigrant from there that snuck in. I guarantee it. They've been, they're coming from, and some places are good. Like, some places, they're sneaking in from, and it's not the worst, but some of those places that these people are coming from, primal stuff. Like, we don't. I wish they were all from Mexico. Mexico's pretty nice.
Fired from mainstream media. But until I was fired, there were so many.
It's like, hold on. Yeah, like there's Mexico here. That's where they're coming in from, if that makes sense. Like they go, but they come from all over the place. All these places, right? And then they travel to here, and they get in here. I've heard of I mean, they come from everywhere. I mean, you name it, anywhere from over here. Anywhere from over here. There's my man Turkey right there. Classic. What I'm really worried about is like agents coming in, you know what I mean? Like the Chinese could have snuck some dudes in. Nothing wrong with the Chinese. I bet I'd get along with the Chinese, man. Like, I got nothing wrong with the Chinese, but I do, let's make it very clear, I do have a problem with Chinese agents. If that makes sense. Like a spy, right? We can't have a spy in here.
People that were made example just to, spread fear.
It's not the end of the world, though. I will say that. Nothing to panic over, but
really no free media in Turkey today, and so the opposition has to rely
but this is where they go to. Obviously, they get to Mexico, but they're from all
we all
over
know
this
that right now social media is also under attack in Turkey, and Twitter in particular, X, Elon Musk, has been cooperating with Turkish authorities, withholding the accounts of many journalists in Turkey. I am one of them, by the way. So people in Turkey,
Amir,
I have
these
over
people will pay their life
400,000
savings.
followers.
Like you worked for 30 years, give it all to the cartel, and they sneak you in, kind of thing. It's just unreal. And the cartel sucks. The cartel sucks. Okay, like those dudes are gonna cut your head off. It sucks.
But they can't read any of my tweets, and I have many colleagues who are in the same situation today.
10 days into the protests, the Turkish authorities will be concerned that this movement appears to have legs. They might also fear the recurrence of history. In 1999, Recep Tayyip Erdogan was the mayor of Istanbul. He had national politics in his sights. The government of the day ended up throwing him in jail over dubious, trumped-up charges of religious incitement. 4 months later, Erdogan emerged from prison. Turks rallied behind him, and 3 years after that, elected him their national leader. Should Ekrem İmamoğlu end up taking a similar path to the president's office, he may one day thank Erdogan's AK Party for inadvertently helping another mayor of Istanbul get elected to the highest office in the land.
Mr. Erdogan's political story, it's not a match for Mr. İmamoğlu's story. There's mixing apples with oranges. Mr. Erdogan, his movement was for many decades oppressed by those linked to the political elite of Turkey at the time. When he went to prison, he said, I'm going to go to prison and I will come back stronger. If Mr. İmamoğlu is proven to be innocent, I think his comeback will be very, very strong and very influential in Turkish politics in the years ahead.
And that, unfortunately, is why it seems unlikely that İmamoğlu will be freed anytime soon. Because the minute he steps out of that prison, he's a political giant. When Erdogan came to power in 2002,
Yeah, we're locking him up. We're locking
he
him up for
offered
life.
Turkey more hope than it had seen in decades. He did a lot of good things, sweeping reforms that convinced the European Union to open full membership talks with Turkey in 2005. So one has to credit him for what he did then, which is why it's so tragic to see the same person reverse that legacy and become a tyrant.
Millions of people on the streets simultaneously in every city, including the strongholds of AKP. This tells us that Turkey is done with Erdogan. But then authoritarian regimes, they do not go just because people do not like them. They have to be challenged seriously.
This past week, Israel targeted and killed 2 more Palestinian journalists in Gaza, Hossam Shabbat and Mohammed Mansour. More than 230 media workers in Gaza have now been killed by Israeli forces since October 7th, 2023, and Tarek Nafa has been following this story.
Hossam Shabbat, the Al Jazeera Mubashir reporter killed by the Israeli military this week, predicted his own death. Last October, after the Israeli military published a terrorist target list featuring Shabbat and other journalists, he wrote, Israel's army has released fabricated dossiers framing us. This blatant and belligerent attempt to transform us, the last witnesses in the north, into killable targets is an assassination threat, an obvious attempt to preemptively justify our murder. Shabbat told colleagues he lived with the fear he was being hunted by Israeli forces.
He was getting calls, and the spokesperson in Arabic for
Amir, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I've never left the country. I'd be interested in that, though. Let's see. Antalya. Wow, look at this. This is what I was saying. Turkey looks good, man. I'm telling you, some of these places, you go. Yeah, the rest of that video is not gonna be about Turkey. That's Israel and stuff. But some of these places, you know, you look up a Google image, right, and it's just like complete shambles. And this looks pretty incredible, though. Not sure how Turkey views the West. For some reason, I always thought. Actually, I'm not sure what I thought, actually. I guess it's like neutral, maybe. I just never see anything. We don't really talk about Turkey like in our media, right? You'll see a bunch of stuff about Israel. You'll see a bunch of stuff about EU stuff, Russia, China, all kinds of stuff, right? I just don't hear about Turkey too much, but things are going on. Interesting. I wonder what Trump's with Erdogan, the big fish. I wonder what. That must be some previous relationship he had. Like he's close with the US. That's for sure what it is. Because he took power 2003, probably got real close with the US for like 20 years. Now it's getting a little hot. And I guess we gotta back him.
For the Israeli military is calling him out by name, calling out Anas Sharif and other journalists, saying that we're going to get you. And so this is kind of new, like preemptively and openly targeting them.
Shabat was killed in an airstrike on his car in Beit Lahia. Hours earlier, Israeli forces had bombed the home of another journalist.
This is them going into a hospital, and I was actually watching a live cam, I believe, of this exact hospital. Maybe not, but it looks the exact same. That entrance looks the exact
Mohammed
same.
Mansour in Khan Yunis. In a post on X, Israel acknowledged it had deliberately killed Shabat, saying he carried out his actions under the cover of an Al Jazeera journalist. Yesterday, he was eliminated by the ID.
Wow. Very interesting.
Don't let the press vest confuse you.
So they killed Israel. Killed this. I'm watching Al Jazeera. Israel killed one of their reporters.
To, quote, stop making unsubstantiated allegations to justify killing members of the press. But this pattern has repeated over and over, with Israeli officials smearing reporters, aid workers, and medics as terrorists to demonize them and justify their unlawful killing. Shabat was displaced more than 20 times. He endured forced hunger and exhaustion.
I'm assuming this is Palestine. And look at the mess that this place is, man.
Shabat was displaced more than...
My God. See, this is what I was talking about when I said Turkey looks good. You know what I mean? Brother, I don't have a passport, brother. I don't have a passport. You gotta like, and it's not hard to get a passport for the record. It's not. I just have never done it because I've never actually needed or wanted to leave, really. Yeah, I've just never really wanted to leave. Never been like, oh, I want to go to here or there. Like, it's vibes. It's vibes around here. Now, what I was saying before that, though, right, I go watch these videos of Turkey, right? Looks chill. Looks good. Sure, people are protesting. I get that. But the buildings are intact, right? You haven't lost your buildings. This is what I mean by, like, some of these places, you look it up and you're like, holy shit, dude. What is going on? Like, old Syria, some of the places in Syria, too, things like that. It's just like, oh my God, dude. Look at this. That carnage. True. Amir, I do need to do that. That is very true. I was thinking about, because if you join the military, there's a chance that you go to Europe or somewhere else. You know, it might not even be Europe. It could be like Korea, Taiwan, Japan. It could be in the States. It could be all over the place. So, like, I do need to see Europe, though. And at one point, I definitely will. I 100% will.
than 20 times. He endured forced hunger and exhaustion to keep on reporting from the devastated north of the Gaza Strip. At just 23, he had already lived through 4 Israeli invasions or assaults on Gaza before October 7th. Since then, he'd witnessed dozens of his colleagues killed. It is a measure of the place Shabbat was in before he was killed that he wrote his own obituary. In a message shared by friends, he said, "I fulfilled my duty as a journalist. I risked
on what's going on because I know it goes deep, but
everything to report the truth, and now I'm finally at rest, something I haven't known in the past 18 months. I did all this because I believe in the Palestinian cause. I believe this land is ours, and it has been the highest honor of my life to die defending it and serving its people."
Thanks, Tarek. It has been more than a year now since President Javier Milei burst onto Argentina. Milei's...
We don't care about Argentina. Hopefully Argentina's doing all right. I got Destiny stream. Like, I'm not turning on. California, brother. West Coast. It's coming. You'll see it here in a second. I do have the surfboards in the back, though. It's not very fair. It's not very fair. It's a little obvious. You'll see here. I'm chilling in California, bro. And it's nice, you know what I mean? No reason to leave California. Vibes are good. Vibes are super good around here. Vibes are unimaginably good in California. I'm gonna be moving to Orlando, though. Probably moving to Orlando for school. I'd say very likely. Very, very likely going to Orlando. So that's gonna be the other coast. If you know where Orlando is, that's Florida. You know the states. California, right? If this is the U.S., California's here and Florida's here, right? On a little lower. A big move, but you know. School. I'm going to school. So right now it says I'm in medical school in my Twitch stream. That's because I've been accepted to medical school, but I'm not actually. I start that school. I start medical school in 4 months. That makes sense. So I haven't actually started medical school, but I have been accepted. And I'm gonna be moving to Orlando, so I've started it. But that's what I'm studying right now too. I'm not even in school. I'm just studying, like pre-studying for medical school. If that makes sense. Gosh, it's guys completely troll. I'm really not interested in Osh. That guy's a loser. Destiny's alright. A lot of controversy, but that's basically, this is where all my political stuff comes from, is Destiny. Destiny's like the left side that I watch. Destiny's like a lefty.
Guys, by the way.
Look at him playing. What is this, man? That's fine. This is Destiny, a little bit of an odd duck. And then I watch this one. This one's a little bit of a controversial take, but I watch a little bit of Nick Fuentes. That's where my immigration stuff comes from. Nikias talks about immigration, religion. His religious views, I think, are a little off, but everyone says he's a Nazi. I don't know if he really is a Nazi. That's a tough look. Right when I said I don't know if he's actually a Nazi. Cuts to him doing this shit. God damn it, dude. Lock in. I mean, he's got some good takes on immigration. I do know Hassan, bro. Hassan's been getting in a lot of trouble. Hassan's actually a big, huge streamer. Huge streamer. Way bigger than these guys. These guys are underground stuff. Well, like Nick, no one really knows about Nick. And then, Destiny was bigger, but he's kind of fallen off because he got in trouble with girls. But yeah, dude, I actually haven't watched a lot of Hassan's stuff. I really haven't watched a lot of Hassan's stuff. He streams on Twitch, I believe. I wonder if he's streaming right now. Last time I was streaming, he was streaming. Off my stream, but yeah, Hassan's huge. It's kind of surprising. Oh, he is streaming. He's got 28,000. Sonius right here.
Looking for a silver lining here because I just can't comprehend why a company that
Yes, though.
ostensibly cared about what kind of content is allowed on the platform would make a decision like this. He's probably gonna do safe streams on Twitch and be edgy on Kick. Yeah, but even then, that just. Do you not think this was going to happen? You act like there isn't a rightward shift. No, I see that. No, I do see that. Look, people will say, Hassan, you're biased. Hassan, you're woke. Hassan, you're gay. Whatever the fuck, okay? I just don't want other content creators to get fucking destroyed by this kind of toxic behavior. Okay? That's it. Like, even beyond the Adolf Hitler associations, okay? I think outside of like being woke, there's an environment of toxicity associated with these guys that are like serial harassers, serial doxers, incredibly toxic, and it completely rips apart the like even beyond the Adolf Hitler.
Did you know that he's Turkish? I did not know he was Turkish, bro.
I think outside of like being woke, there's an environment of toxicity associated with these guys that are like serial harassers, serial doxers, incredibly toxic, and it completely rips apart the like even beyond the
That's actually awesome. That's your man right there, or what? Turkish. I did not know he was Turkish, bro.
I think outside of like being woke, there's an environment of toxicity associated with these guys that are like serial harassers, serial doxers, incredibly toxic, and it completely rips apart the like even beyond the
That's actually awesome. That's your man right there, or what? Turkish. I did not know he was Turkish, bro.
I think outside of like being woke, there's an environment of toxicity associated with these guys that are like serial harassers, serial doxers, incredibly toxic, and it completely rips apart the
What was I gonna say? Who else is there? Dude, I will say Hassan's like a sworn enemy of Nick. I was showing you Nick. Right there, or what? That Nick Fuentes guy. They had a stream. This is where I saw Hassan. I'll show you the video I watched. It's Hassan, Nick, Destiny. Hassan Abi? What was I gonna say? Who else is there? This stream right here. I will say Hassan's like I've watched this stream. I've watched this stream. I was showing you Nick. Okay. This is where I.
Yeah, but like if I were to compare.
There's Hassani. That Nick Fuentes guy. They had a stream. This is where I saw Hassan. Amir, that's beautifully said, brother. Video I watched. Amir, beautifully said, bro. And that's the realization I came to. I guess it depends on how old you are. Hassan Abi. Hold on, let me mute my stream so I stop tweaking.
stream,
'Cause right now
right?
I'm tweaking. Yeah, no, Amir. It's when like in 2016 I was like hardline right, hardline Donald Trump, hardline like just super involved, super like just. The issue is everybody's. It's like they're liars, but I'm trying to think how to really say it. I mean, they are. It's just like everyone's lying to your face, and I think, you know, everyone's got their like viewpoints, especially the content creators, like Hassan, Nick, Destiny. Just like, yeah. Life's going good, bro. Life's going good. I mean, I couldn't ask for much more, man. I just kind of hang out. I do some studying, get ready for med school. Like, that's all I'm focused on. All the politics stuff. Like, I'm interested in it. I'll watch it every now and then, but basically anything like really outside of medicine is just, I'm kind of just like, a little bit uninspiring. That's how I describe it. Especially politics is just like, get away from politics though. Yeah, no, I mean, life outside of that is just like hanging out. I play some video games. You play video games, bro? Play some golf. I'm not sure how big golf is in Turkey. I'll show you some of the games I play. We'll hop in. I won't play any of the games because I do have to lock in here. I gotta walk my dogs and stuff. I play Arma. If you play Arma, play War Thunder, bro. I'm gonna show you my War Thunder account real quick. How about Love Life? Oh, that's funny. Nah, Amir, we're rocking single, bro. You know what? I was gonna give you advice on the politics for a 16-year-old. Yeah, don't worry about politics at 16, bro. And then Love Life, you could maybe think about that, but it's any tips for your 16-year-old brother? I wonder how the women are in Turkey, right? Because I will say this: the USA women, they seem to be. I won't hate on my USA woman actually. I mean, women are chill, right? Right now, if we're talking about my love life, we're single. I talk to girls every now and then, but I haven't had a girlfriend since high school. That relationship was a little had a girlfriend in high school, it was a little rocky, and then I just said like yeah, fuck relationships, dude. I don't. It's a big time commitment. I will say that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to go into medicine. I'm trying to do something, and women are, you know, they're kind of time sucks. But if you do find the right one, I will say this though. Here's the tip. Take nothing else away. You find the right woman, right? Who's like, you've got goals, right? You've got a vision for who you want to be. At least you should. If you don't, that's step one. Step one is create a vision of what you want to do and who you want to be. And then step two is find people to support that. And a woman is part of that. You know what I mean? If you can find a woman who supports your vision, right? All in. You should be all in on that. And that's kind of where I was going to go with the USA woman. USA woman, a lot of the American women, right? They're not locked in. You know, they're locked into their own vision. They want to do their own thing, which is completely fine. But at which point they're going to be a time suck. It's going to be, you know what I mean? You're going to have to spend time doing what they want to do and stuff. And so, like, I don't have time for that. With that said, Amir, with that said, brother, at 16, bro, do your thing, bro. You know what I mean? That's what I'd say. At 16, you've got so much time. Super young. Like, I'd definitely go out and talk to some women. Definitely get involved with them because it is a good experience. It's good that it's just life. You know what I mean? I'd experience everything you can in life, including women. But yeah, no, right now I'm single. It's really just important finding the right one. You find the wrong one, you'll be ruined. That's really what it is. Just don't find the wrong one. And if you're with the wrong one, it's gonna hurt, but get out. It's just gonna be way better for you. You'll look back on it and be like, yeah, that's way better. It's my video game though that I play sometimes, War Thunder. I don't know if you game over there. My beautiful F-18, the Hornet. Look at that thing. We'll get a better skin on. Look at that thing. And I've also got the Germans. That. I don't know if you're into tanks or not. Tanks are kind of cool though. I just think they're kind of cool. Especially World War II tanks. Yeah, with women though, just find the right one. Right now at 16 though, you can experiment and get with the wrong one. It's not going to be the end of the world. Just don't marry that woman. And I'm not sure how marriage works in Turkey and stuff, if it's like legally binding as it is in the US. Like in the US, if you marry a woman, it's not good to look at it like a risk, but I mean, if she's the wrong one, she could siphon. I mean, she could gouge you for half of everything that you've made. Yeah, as a guy, it's rare to be the rejecter also. Dude, that's what life's all about, man. Honestly, that's what you should be doing, talking to girls. Now again, think about your future, right? Think about who you want to be and stuff. But at 16, it's not the end of the world. You can make some mistakes. Like that. And don't be too picky. I've actually got a friend who speaks to a high volume of girls. Like I said, it takes time. That's really the problem, is it's going to take time to speak with women, right? To text women, to organize women, right? It's just going to take time. And I've got one friend who's got that time. And he talks to a bunch of girls, and he was telling me about just a bunch of stories, and I was telling him, like, dude, that's awesome. Like that, like, they weren't good stories, right? Like, the girls were a little crazy, things like that, but I was telling him, like, dude, that's awesome. Like, you got to experience that. I haven't even really experienced, like, just somebody being like a girl being weird, right? Or something like that. That's part of life, right? To get yourself, really, honestly, that's the tip. Yeah. Yeah. That girl will come around, bro. You'll know. It's one of those things. Everyone talks about it, you just know. Like, you'll know. You'll know. And it could be at 16. Like, it could be tomorrow. Maybe you run into a girl. Important to keep an open mind is what it really is. Get off War Thunder now. Get me off of War Thunder. I do love my Hornet, though. Look at this thing. Like, God, I love my Hornet. Get out of here, though. Where'd my stream go? There it is. I think an important question to ask is why also. It's a little bit of a side note. I was just thinking, I noticed like the cross on my by the way, I don't play War Thunder, but I play a lot of games. Okay. Okay, you play any of these games right here? And don't play War Thunder, bro. The game sucks. Unless you like that plane I was just showing you, I bought that plane, bro. Let's go, dude. I've got some classics, like Among Us was a classic for a little bit there. Conker's Blade's a complete nobody game. I used to play it a lot though. Look, I got 425 hours on that. Let me think. Anything cool? You ever play the Kerbals? This was apparently the biggest flop ever. Such a bummer. Can't believe I bought this game. What a waste. This game's awesome though, right here, Kerbal. PGA 2K is what I was talking about. Golf. If you've ever played golf. Sid Meier, classic. Terraria, classic. Got 200 hours on Terraria, classic. Really all that. That is. Red Dead, bro? I have played Red Dead. I did play Red Dead. I think that's on the Rockstar launcher, which I don't have on my new computer. This is a newer computer. But I did play Red Dead. I didn't play the first one, though. I'm assuming that's what RDR2 is. Red Dead Redemption 2. For sure, that's what it is. I played that. I played the GTAs, of course, right? Those are all on a different system, though, not on my Steam account. Red Dead's great. Oh, you know what? I was going to give you a tip, though, Amir. Drifting away from video games. A tip. If you're studying, it's called Anki. It's this right here. If you know flashcards, if you know what flashcards are, like that's what these are. Look. So like, this is actually kind of a tough one. I wouldn't be able to really say this one. I'll mark this one as again. Same with the tough one again. We'll just get rid of that. Oh, for sure, best story game. No, but use flashcards if you're in high school right now. It'd be good to get on that now. Is using flashcards, but more importantly, using something called spaced repetition. Maybe I'll just plug a video in it for you. It's something to watch. It's a psychology idea. And I got you, bro. Let me gas you up real quick. See, here's some Conqueror's Blade streams, but here's just a quick 4-minute vid. Basically, any flashcard. I'll just plug this for you. Watch this on your own free time whenever you want. It's called spaced repetition, though. Learning theory, and then this app that I was telling you, Anki, has it built in. 2 nasal cavities. What separates? I can't believe I'm kind of blanking on all 3 of the cards that I've seen. These are just the cards that are bangers. It should just be the nasal septum, I believe. Nasal septum, absolutely brilliant. But see, now I'm gonna see it in 10 days if I click this. So 10 days will go by. I'll get back on this app, and this card will be available again. I'll click hard though. But do it 3 days. That's the esophagus. Easy. Coronary arteries, classic. Arteries of the heart, absolute classic. 2 of them, right and left. Veins. Left is the greater cardiac vein. Yeah, left greater cardiac vein. Coronary sinus under the left atrium. Like, these are bangers, right? Amir, I'm telling you, if you're using this at 16, you'll be ahead of the game. You use that video in this app, you'll be ahead of the game. You'll be way ahead of the game. Banger. What's scarring of the arteries called? That's a question for you, Amir. This is easy. It's not easy at all. At 16, I would have no clue. Oh wait, I'm gonna get some socks on because I gotta walk my dogs too. Scarring of the arteries. But yeah, at 16, if I knew that stuff, I'd be a I'd be a superhuman. I didn't learn any of this stuff, the space repetition stuff, till maybe 24. By 24, I mean 22, not 24. So I'm 24 right now. I don't have any idea about it. Fibrosis. Fibrosis, brother. Never panic. Like I said, at 16, you don't gotta know that shit, bro. And you shouldn't know that shit in all reality. There's no reason to know that at 16. Unless you were like really diving into it, right? Trachea called the windpipe. Called the windpipe. Breaks into bronchi. Right and left bronchi. Too easy. This is a class specific. We don't even have to need that. You don't have to know that. Elastic tissue, that'd be my guess. Fibrous tissue, so we'll mark that wrong. So I got that wrong, right? Connective tissue, I said elastic tissue. If you get it wrong, I click this, I'll see it again in 10 minutes. Spinny, yeah, we know that. Classic. Endocarditis, classic. Pulmonary blood path, that's a little long. I'd like to draw that out, but I don't know if I can. Right atrium, right ventricle, pulmonary valve, into the pulmonary trunk, pulmonary arteries, gets to the blood, gets oxygenated, pulmonary vein, left atrium, left ventricle, and then you. Yeah, this isn't even biology anymore. This is anatomy. This is anatomy and physics. Somewhat interesting, like genetics and things like that. And you would have to then know mitosis and meiosis. I've been trying to get away from genetics for a long. There's like the squares. What's the squares called? Punnett square, right? So like that's basic. I haven't seen those trees in a long time. Coronary. Cavity, but that's not, yeah. Fast. Your voice doesn't sound sometimes. No. Let me see. Cavity, but that's not, yeah. Yeah, it really doesn't. Wow, that's crazy. Your voice doesn't sound sometimes. No. Let me see. Cavity, but that's not, yeah. Yeah, it really doesn't. Oh, whoa. Whoa, if I get it, okay. It's because my mic, it's because sometimes I move my mic to down here and it cuts. Wow, that's crazy. Whoa, whoa, whoa, that's a little loud. That's a little loud. Slow it down. Pull it back a little bit. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, it really doesn't. Oh, whoa. Whoa, if I get it, okay. It's because my mic. It's because this guy just said I look like Austin Reed. Wow, that's crazy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck? That's a little loud. Slow it
Let's
down.
go, bro.
Pull it back a little bit.
That's crazy. You know Austin Reeves. On the Lakers, bro? No shot.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Oh, whoa. Whoa, if I get it, okay. It's
Oh
my mic.
shit. This guy just said I look like Austin Reeves.
Wow, that's crazy. Whoa.
What the fuck?
That's a little loud. Slow it
Let's
down.
go, bro.
Pull it back a little
Austin
bit.
Reeves a
That's
classic,
crazy, you know
dude.
Austin
Reeves.
I could maybe
On the
see it on
Lakers,
some of
bro?
these angles.
No shot.
His hair's a little darker and a little floppier, it looks like.
Whoa, if I get it, okay. Oh shit. This guy just said
I didn't know he
look
played
like
for
Austin
Oklahoma.
Reeves.
Wow, that's crazy. Whoa. He's also got brown eyes, right?
Let's go, bro.
Austin Reeves a
That's
classic,
crazy, you know
dude.
Austin Reeves.
Oh, hold on, let me mute my stream so I'm not double
could make-
autoing. Double. You a Lakers fan, bro? I don't watch too much basketball, although I played a lot of basketball. I do not watch it a lot. I guess like a fake Lakers fan, just because I'm in California. That makes sense. Some shoes on.
That's. I just realized. Oh, I didn't even. I thought you just threw that out there. Just you look like Austin Reeves, but you said I just realized something. You look like Austin Reeves.
Maybe a little bit. He's also got way more facial hair, right? You know what I mean? He doesn't have it in these ones, but sometimes he's got like this one he doesn't. I guess I maybe kinda do. Hair's just too dark. Austin's such a baller. I'm a Suns fan and I play basketball. Okay. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. That's so awesome. I played a ton of basketball in high school. I could maybe see a side angle. I could see a little side. No, but basketball in high school is awesome. That's what it's all about right there. That's what I mean by like going out and doing things. You know what I mean? Living. So heart rate below 60, TB12. I don't know if you're a Patriot fan, bro. If you watch any football, we'll get out of this. Get me out of this. I don't need to keep doing this. See if I can I don't want to take my picture off the wall. If I got anything cool. Any cool Patriot stuff laying around.
Doesn't look like it. Or I could show you my little golf swing.
You know what I mean? Like
Bloodstream getting some swings in.
hold on. You sure I'm not hitting anything, right? That's pure. That's pure, bro. You like that? A little tight. I gotta be careful. Room's a little tight. Golfing's a great thing to get into also. $510, bro. $510, and then I love putting on. I'll show you some cool shoes I got that get me to 6 foot. These, bro. Things right here. You guys make a 5'10" man look like he's 6 foot. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. Hokas is what they're called. The brand on it. Banger. No. I can't tell if the stream makes me look tall or not. I guess it does because the camera's low. They're chill. Nah, Amir, they're chilling. They're super comfortable, bro. Super comfortable. Hey, but my man Amir, I gotta walk my dogs and then I think I'm gonna work out. I'm wondering if I'm gonna end the stream or not. If I don't end the stream, it's just gonna be like sitting here, no one here. I'll be playing music. I think I'll probably just... I'll probably end it and restart it later, I think is what my plan will be. I'll end it, and then I'll restart it later. Be my plan. When I'm back from walking my dogs and working out. But brother, great chatting with you. I hope to catch you around another time, dude. Keep being great out there. Locking into space repetition. That'll change the game for you in school. Make things way easier. In school, I was just reading and then... Oh yeah, and if you're in Turkey, I don't even know what time it is. It's probably deep. Hey, but brother, you have a good rest of your night. I'll catch you, maybe I'll catch you in the future one day. Maybe not if I don't. Be great out there in Turkey. Lock in. Stay driven, brother. Be great. Be great. Alright, I'll catch you. Amir, peace, brother.